Hello, Gemini. Here's your weekly horoscope for March 21 to March 27. Well, it's a mixed bag this week, but I think there's still opportunity for there to be a lot more good than bad. But let's talk about the bad news first. The planet Mars is in your sign of Gemini, which is kind of it's a wild place for Mars to be, and Mars is already a wild planet because it's the planet of activity, energy, drive, conflict, ambition, motivation, all your activities, basically all your energy and drive. So when it's in the sign of Gemini, for everybody, we often go off in two different directions because your sign is the twins, and you're really good at doing two things or multitasking, two things at once or multitasking. But this week, Mars is in conflict with Mercury in Pisces. And Pisces is a water sign and kind of like, silty, like the bottom of a lake or pond sometimes. So although Pisces is a great sign, it is two fish swimming in opposite directions. And when it's going to be in a square with another planet that's in a sign of two different directions, oh boy, is that a whole host of potential for conflict. So keep that in mind this week, that your communications may get kind of muddied up, either by something you've done and you've disrespected somebody or not considered their needs or their feelings or whatever, or it's the other way around. Someone has created problems for you because they've gotten angry or they've lost their cool or they've disrespected the boundaries that you've set or in some other way maybe making you angry. So there is a lot more opportunity, I'll say, for conflict and disagreements and arguments this week. But that's not to say that that is all a bad thing. Sometimes an argument or a sudden eruption of a disagreement helps clear the air because that kind of conflict identifies, hey, we got a problem. So I like to put a positive spin on things. So I would think even if there is an argument or conflict or confrontation, one, be very careful how much you say and what you say. It's always very hard for you to zip your lip. And this week, it's going to be even harder. But sometimes you get yourself in trouble because you say too much. So try to remember that. And in any disagreement, try to say just what needs to be said. And even if they're being unkind, you can be a better person by showing that you can keep to practical and proper limits in your communication. At least we hope so. We start out the week with Moon in Gemini and we end it with the Moon in Virgo. So again, the Moon is going to make things very emotional for you or within your sphere of people that you work with, live with, etc. Now, having said all that, we've come into spring and the Sun is now in Aries, which is great for Geminis. We also have Jupiter in Aquarius, Saturn in Aquarius, Chiron in Aries. So there's a lot of planetary placements that are actually very kind to Gemini. So, in essence, I probably won't even worry too much about the potential for conflicts or disagreements because sometimes those are the catalysts to correct situations. Now, you can help that along by remembering what I said. Keep your cool. Try not to say too much as you tend to do. Try not to blow up quickly as you sometimes can do. And sometimes saying nothing is the best response to people. But regardless, all of these potentials are opportunities for you to draw new boundaries and to negotiate for them if you need, and ensure that people keep to them. And those people also include you. If someone is pointing out that you've crossed your boundaries, then maybe you have to accept that and take ownership over your own behavior so that you can fix these issues if indeed they come up for you. I say that because the Mars in Gemini squaring Mercury, okay, that's a little bit troublesome, but it's also trining Saturn in Aquarius. So it's possible that you will be able to tap into better self-discipline this week. You will be self-accountable in a way that's healthy, although you may need to make other people accountable for any things that they may say or do that are an issue with you. But I like Mars trining Saturn, especially in the air signs, because there can be a very, very good flow of ideas, negotiation, boundary setting, activities. But it's especially good for ensuring that communications improve. Now, how this can be really well used, if you're the type of Gemini who is involved in any type of career that is involving communication, teaching, sales, that's fantastic because you might have a really good week in all those areas, aside from the square to the Mercury in Pisces I said. But this is an aspect that started at the end of last week, carries on for most of this week. So whatever goes on, I can tell you, you probably will feel a lot more self-discipline this week and willing to do the work that needs to be done to get things fixed. So there's a few other themes along that line, but I think I'd just be repeating myself. I can tell you the Chiron in Aries, very, very gentle this week as well. And Chiron is a planetoid or asteroid, whatever they call them these days, that will help smooth things over if you apply energy in that direction. So good luck to you, Gemini. I hope you have a great week. Watch out for the fights. Try not to get into it too deeply with people, but see them as opportunities to make sure that things go more the way you'd like them to be. And good luck with that.